Hello guys, Cartoon Retro Boy here, and I am, yeah, I'm gonna say this right now, but the reason why I posted this video very early and why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like I want to talk about My Little Pony Season 7, or no, I want to talk about really like the characters that I feel like were handled very uselessly, and I kind of feel bad for them. For example, I kind of feel bad for Starlight. Yeah, shocker, I know. Look, Starlight is kind of sometimes used as a plot device for episode ideas. And let me just say is that her as a plot device in episodes can work. I mean, Royal Pony Problem was one of her best appearances in the entire show. Not only because she actually did a good idea, and she also did a conflict, and the princesses fixed it. It kind of shows how Starlight can be very likable and can still be used as a plot device in the episode, even as the main character. This might be her best episode of the entire show by a landstruct. Yeah, better than most of her appearances in the series. Probably because Starlight, I feel like using the princesses as plot devices also work because they have to solve Starlight's problem that Starlight caused herself. And it worked. I think that episode was really amazing, and that worked very well. But then there's her other episodes from season 6 onwards, and I would say they're hit or miss. There's episodes like All Bottle Up and No Second Chances where I feel like a lot of the problems in the episode is not due to Starlight, but it's due to the other characters in the episode. I mean, personally, I feel bad for Starlight in No Second Chances because, one, I feel like that she kind of reminds me a lot of me as a person, where I feel like I'm lonely I feel like I am not making too many friends, and honestly, I feel like even if you guys were watching this, you'll know that I kind of have not too many friends out there, and I'm literally busy, and I usually am alone. So yeah, this is why I kind of relate to Starlight so much because she just kind of like reminds me. It just that episode is so relatable. Honestly, I don't know why a lot of people hate that episode. I understand if because of a Trixie and Twilight, but personally, I just think it's relatable, and I feel like it's a relatable episode because imagine trying to get friends and yet you try that like the first time it didn't work. You tried it 5 different times and it didn't work until you found your friend yourself, and trying to trying to do something else. Am I sounding like? Do I sound pretty crazy? I feel like she's a comfort character I can think of, where I feel like watching the episode it kind of makes me more relate to Starlight. Sure, I may not be exactly like Starlight. I mean, a matter of fact, I think brainwashing Twilight friends really pushed me off the mark for her, and I think that was the worst thing she could have done. And the second worst thing she could have done is sell freaking Trixie's wagon in the Road to Friendship episode, which I think was terrible, and I hated Starlight there. I mean, this is why I think season 8 is the worst season of My Little Pony and one of my least favorite seasons of any cartoon, right next to SpongeBob season 6. Okay, I'll stop. But like I said before, I think that the problem is that sometimes Starlight can be inconsistent, and I think that's the main problem. In half of these episodes, she kind of does a conflict in the episode, and it starts a problem. But let's talk about Twilight. Sorry, not Twilight. Let's talk about Trixie. Now, I'll be honest on Trixie, and I hope I don't get too much. I hope I don't concern you guys, but Trixie is one I kind of relate to as well. where sometimes you kind of want to impress some person and try to be friends with them, but they end up not being your friend because you're a loser. Again, reminder, if anybody's watching this, I think personally I want to have some friends, and there's not too many people around in my neighborhood that really wants to be friends with me. So, and they're most of the younger people. So, yeah, that's sad. That's pretty sad. And I don't go out as much. So, yeah, just a reminder for people who watch this video. And Trixie is one I actually really like, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why some people don't like her. Because sure, she had a pretty messy role in both No Second Francis and also All Bottle Up, but that's her only two appearances. I can agree with most people that are her worst appearances. But she also had a pretty bad episode in the beginning of her life, of this show's lifespan. And Ghostbusters is the prime example of how to not do a season one episode. It feels like a modern episode, actually. It doesn't feel like a season one episode. It doesn't feel like it, and it doesn't have the humor of season one, which I think is season one's strong point. The humor and the writing. It's one thing to get the writing wrong, but it has to be funny if it wants to be humorless. Humorless. And Trixie is one I also just really like because I think she has a good design, and I also like her figure herself. I mean, she has a pretty cool toy. Look at this guy. Look at her. She looks really cute. I love her design. She just looks really cute, and I love it. Hold up, let me give her a kiss. Like Chef's kiss. Oh yeah, I'm planning on teasing a My Little Pony like series myself. And here's Starlight. I love her design too. I mean, yeah, I understand if people are gonna say like you shouldn't really judge a show. You shouldn't really judge characters that don't appear in the show too much, but it's kind of hard to when you have a lot of characters to handle. And half of them don't even appear in episodes anymore, or don't appear in the show. And I highly doubt they will appear in GS6. Next up is Sunburst, because I think he's really interesting personally. Sunburst is a male character that has been through some past things, and also with his mom, which also his mom is, well, he's kind of like that type of mom that you kind of would expect if they're preparing for the future of their child. Thank God my mom is not like that. Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of awkward that the episode that I'm mentioning, Pony Parent Map. I feel like I should probably get my mom to watch because that episode is so awkward, and it's kind of awkward talking to your parents sometimes because you don't have nothing to really say about them, and it's kind of awkward. If my mom's watching this, hopefully she knows that. I think Sunburst is an interesting character that doesn't really use a lot, and I wish they would. Next up is who else is next? Oh yeah, next up is Zecora. Yeah, Zecora. Zecora is a zebra that was used in the show since the first season. Though her appearance in the show kind of stopped after season 7. It seemed like they didn't really want to do anything with her anymore, which kind of sucks because I think her appearances in the series was really good. Sure, she appeared in mediocre or bad episodes, but she did help the situation out perfectly. I don't know why did it. And let me also say this personally, but I really hate how they didn't even add her. Well, she was appearance in. She did make a cameo in episodes like that, but at the end of the day, she didn't really appear too much in the show. which kind of sucks because I wish I wish he was more apparent in the show. She should have had her own episode. What was the point if you didn't have her as a character? It's kind of ridiculous that she didn't even get her own episode. Like, come on. How come Starlight, Trixie, and Sunburst get their own episodes, but when it comes to Zecora, they didn't give her, like, crap? Like, come on. You could have had her easily as a character to have an episode with. Like, it's not hard to have Zecora have her own episode. I know it's because writing a Zecora episode could also lead to some problems, but I would have not mind. It personally would have been really good, and I think it would have been really cool. Next up is... oh boy. I think that's actually all the characters I can think of where it comes to like waste potential, honestly, with the series, or just feels like they could have been handled better if GF4 was still airing. I mean, it probably would have been on its 15th season by now if the show continued instead of GF5, because GF5 personally isn't really too great. And I hope GF6 will be better because I want to see actually more characters from GF4 come back. Not just like Twilight, Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash, like the concept arts shows. Which, honestly, I feel like that makes it worse because then it just shows that they're just marketing only the three main characters instead of just like having everything else come back. Like, just take all of GF5 stuff out of the picture and put in my GF4 stuff. Or make it a continuation of what the show. Or I would suggest doing is having other characters take the spotlight, like Zecora or Trixie and Starlight. Okay, so you kind of notice that I really do not like when they add new characters and they just waste potential on those new characters. Yeah, I feel like a lot of those things kind of make me annoyed because they don't do anything with those characters afterwards, which kind of sucks because there's a lot of things they can do in the show, and yet the show doesn't acknowledge it and basically just removes those characters from any other generation. And I'm pretty sure that also if GS6 comes out, I want to see more characters come back from GF4. Like Sunset Shimmer, for God's sake. Like, oh my god. Like, the fact that Equestrian Girls was only GF4 related is bullcrap. Because why is it only GF4 related? Like, you could have had easily a equivalent of Equestrian Girls in the GF5 universe. But they missed out on potential, and I think that's bullcrap. And you know what? I feel like they should add all the GF4 characters and come them back in GS6. Because what I've seen from concept art looks pretty bad. It doesn't look like it's going to be like that. And it seems like it's just going to be a crossover. The fact that it's a crossover, though, kind of sucks because we won't even get to see all the characters come back. It just seems like they're just not gonna bring back those characters because, well, it just seems like they're just not gonna be like that. And the fact that it's a crossover too, it kind of sucks because we won't even get to see Rarity or Applejack or Fluttershy. Like, what happened to those characters? Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to have literally all the GF4 characters back into the spotlight. Am I really being too harsh? Yeah, no, thank you. If I want to see GF5 come back, then GS6 is going to have a group of 4, though. Yeah. I'm not really excited for this, and I think mostly that all of these characters are just gonna come back, and then they're just not gonna come back forever. And I think that sucks. And it's gonna be a cross. And I know it's a crossover, but really, GS6 should have just been basically the main six coming back. Like we don't not need Missy coming back. We do not need her. She's just literally Starlight in a nutshell. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but come on now. I just want to see my GF6 characters coming back, and GS6 and Generation 6 is just going to be like mostly the main characters, and that's it. That's it. No, I just can't. I just wish that they just bring back all the main characters from GF4. Like, it's just not fair, and it feels unfair for them, and I don't like it. I just wish honestly, you know what? Screw it. I will just make my own My Little Pony show and see if people will like it, because I don't know, guys. I'm not really interested in GS6 or GF5. Because really, from what I'm seeing, it's just going to be random stuff without any of the GF4 characters coming back, which I want to see come back, but they're not going to come back because apparently it seems like they're just not using those characters anymore, which sucks because I have a literally line of ponies wanting to like come back for the show, and it sucks that they won't be able to come back. Am I really being disappointed? Yeah, I am. But I think that's it for this video, because I think you get my point. I wish they bring back the GF4 characters into GS6, and the fact that they're not doing that sucks, and I wish that it was the opposite. So, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, and also Snapchat, and not Facebook. The Twitters, I'm gonna call it Twitter I'm still calling it Twitter, who cares? And also Snapchat and Amino. So like and subscribe, follow me on other things, and I'll see you in the next video. Cartoon Retro Boy is out, and I promise you guys I will review Demolition Doofus very soon. But I will do it in the next video, I promise. No more delaying the video. I will do the video right after this video today. So I'll upload it at the same time.